I think you're going to struggle this summer transfer window though, because you had Champions League football last year and you couldn't attract the players. Who's going to come to you? You're going to invite this guy again?
So if I don't get invited back, I'm putting it on record here. In my heart, I genuinely see Newcastle winning the Premiership in the next 2 seasons.
Welcome to another episode of Football Fanatic, a podcast where we discuss all things football. On each episode, we will be joined by fans from different clubs to discuss their teams. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by an avid Newcastle fan, co-director of Milford Auto Parts, and a long-term Peterborian, Mr. Abbasali Damani. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice to have you.
Finally on it.
Finally, yeah. We signed the contract, wages, fees were agreed, image rights.
Hadio.
It's good to have you on, and joining us again from episode 1. But this time he's donned his Man United shirt because it's about time he started wearing that. Seems he's proud of the team for once.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, Champions League football is secured, so the top is back on.
Thank you, Mohammed Mavani, for joining us as well. Interesting fact about Abbasali Damani for you to all know. Last week, some of us had the privilege to see him in some shorts at Madrasa, and I think he wins the award for the best moisturised legs in the whole Koja community, which is quite an achievement.
Talcum powder and a bit of baby oil.
The irony is, since then, the principal of the madrasa has said that all children and parents should not be wearing shorts.
I'll stand outside the gate.
We'll need another episode just for that.
Yeah.
But look, let's start with Newcastle. It's been an interesting turn of events over the last few years. You know, you've gone from Mike Ashley to this new ownership, a lot of positivity. Things seem to have fizzled out. But as a Newcastle fan, tell us how is the consensus with the fans at the minute?
Obviously, this season hasn't gone as well as I think everybody anticipated. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, coming off the highs of last season, where we won the Carabao Cup, beating Liverpool.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Cheers.
Dan Burn, one of our own. And qualifying for the Champions League, I think obviously the behind-the-scenes structure wasn't in place. So the former CEO joined United, Dan Ashworth, who then promptly got fired from that role as well. And we in that transition, they didn't actually hire anybody. And so it was Eddie Howe that was looking after the transfer side of stuff. And I guess when you're a manager, you might not be as good as a transfer guru as you think. Mm-hmm. But obviously we bring in Isak, bring in the behind the scenes stuff, the new transfers. So I think this season was a transition period, but I didn't expect it to be as drastic as this. You know, we're talking a different style of play as well.
Sure.
So the Newcastle of the last season was high press, you know, high line, sitting in deep, a low block, counter-attacking.
It was almost like frantic football, wasn't it?
It was.
Great to watch.
Yeah, and then this season, it seems to be a bit more methodical, you know, a little bit more sideways passing. Mm-hmm. Some big players have been missing as well. You know, we've lost Bruno for a couple of months, missed Gordon for a few months. You know, our fullbacks always seem to be getting injured. Centre-backs always injured. We've got a calamitous goalkeeper. You know, Nick Pope is...
Not a fan?
No, not in the slightest. Not in the slightest.
What about Ramsdale you brought in?
When you've got Ramsdale, who has been relegated 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
you're not exactly getting a premium keeper, are you?
No.
And you know, we were supposed to go for Trafford, and everybody knows what's happened with him.
Yeah.
Signed for Man City 2 weeks later. They signed Donnarumma. Yeah. He's now a bench warmer.
He is a quality goalkeeper.
He is a great keeper, and I would take him again. You know, if the opportunity came, Ramsdale contract finished, Pope is second now, I would go for...
I know this is out there, but Alisson might... I'm bringing it back to Liverpool, as I always do, but Alisson might be leaving Liverpool in the summer. I'll tell you what, I'd take Trafford.
You know what? But this Mohammed Mavani,
He's awful.
Is he?
He's awful, yeah, he's awful.
The modern game requires a goalkeeper who could play out from the back.
Yeah.
You know, be comfortable in possession.
Yeah.
We've seen Sanchez from Chelsea really struggle with that this season. Mm-hmm. You know, Arsenal's Raya,
Even the United keeper last week struggled. Just can't play out of the
Well,
back.
you look at Donnarumma, the guy's won countless trophies.
Yeah.
Someone comes running towards him and
You can't deal with it.
no,
Yeah.
he's petrified.
Great shot stopper though.
You make a good point about the style of football because I love watching Newcastle play, but this season, God, they've been boring.
Yeah.
So the transition is because of the players that they've bought. So let's take Wissa out of the equation because he had a serious knee injury starting at the beginning of the season. Didn't really get fit until January. And then he's come in where the hodgepodge of style of play right now is kind of mixed. This Voldemort that we bought, great player. I think he's going to be one, if they can find the style of play to suit him. So
He's so silky for how big he is.
So I watched him when he played for in the German league, and he was great. And I was thinking someone's going to slap him up. But when you
Slap him up or
slap him up.
slap him up. Yikes, bro.
yeah. This season might need one of them, with a bit of jump ball and right. But you've got wingers on the side who want to cross in. So Gordon cutting in, Jacob Murphy, seriously underrated. Seriously underrated. Yeah. From where he's been in, longest serving player, 2018. From where he was with Bruce and Pardew and plays like that, where he is now, a completely different player. You want them on the wings and you want them crossing it, whipping it in. This guy seems to be dropping it in a number 10 to get the ball because we're building up slowly rather than a high press. So by the time you get to the box, you look as a striker, you're looking over his shoulder. One thing I've noticed for someone like Harry Kane, he has players, he drops deep and then you'll play the ball out wide and these guys come in. Effectively, I thought we were signing a player like him. He's going to drop in, link up play, and then Gordon and Murphy can accelerate and go forward. Yeah. But Gordon's always injured. This guy's dropping deep, and there's nobody running behind.
The crazy thing is, though, I know at the moment it seems like he's not doing bits or whatever, but he started off really well, though. So there's definitely a player there.
There is a player there, and they were crossing it in. They were
and that
high pressing
working,
with it.
So why has he changed it?
Who knows? You have to adapt for the injuries, the players coming in. So Harvey Barnes isn't quick. Great player, but he can't take a man on.
Yeah, and he's always injured.
He's always injured. Yeah. You're looking around.
That's an archive moment. Harvey Barnes, great player.
Harvey Barnes.
He is a good player.
Harvey Barnes. I went to go see them when they beat Man City. That guy was all over them. Yeah. 2 goals. Unbelievable.
He is a good player. It's just injuries have not been kind.
What about Elanga? Elanga started off well, but he's fizzled out, isn't he?
Do you know what?
I'm not a fan of Elanga.
That guy the Elanga that we bought for Forest is not the same Elanga that's playing at Newcastle right now. When you stump up something like 50 million for a player like that, you'd want instant success, instant return.
But also, like you said before, the style of play has changed. Whereas if you look back to the football you were playing last season, you probably would have thought Elanga would be ideal for that style. But you've all changed.
100%. Look, we can, as an avid Liverpool fan, let's
really?
Yeah.
Did I make it obvious?
let's revert it to you. Your style of play from last season to this season,
Awful.
It completely changed. You've got the same players. Yeah. Let's take out he who shall not be named.
You've already mentioned him.
that little snake. May he continue being injured for a long time. And you've got Ekatike, who again,
Yeah, you're not a fan of.
No, we should have signed him.
He rejected you, but then there's quite a few players who rejected you. Yeah. Might be a long list.
A very, very long list. But if you listen to Mama's last podcast, he wants all our players.
Yeah.
So
we'll come to that again.
So, when you've got the same team, but you've brought in like 1 or 2 individuals, but for some reason, your style of play has changed. The managers stayed the same, but the style of play has changed. I'm going to hold my hands up here and say that I actually think that this has been one of the worst Premiership seasons I've seen for a very, very long time.
But on the flip side, though, you've seen in the last few seasons where you've had your moments, you've got things right. For the Carabao Cup win was huge. You've had some good Champions League nights.
Yeah.
Good run-ins. You've come toe to toe with some of the big boys, and you do give them a run for their money. You've beat them, a lot of them as well. But I mean, if they do get it right, though, where do you see Newcastle going?
In my heart, I genuinely see Newcastle winning the Premiership in the next 2 seasons.
Oh dear Lord.
Cut.
Right, guys. On that note, let's just end things now.
So when the Saudi investment came in, their vision was...
Bro, seriously, man, you've got a great business, right? Focus on that, right? After that take, let's just end things here, yeah? You've got a lot going for you, you've got kids, you've got family, let's leave it at that.
No, their vision was by 2030 to be challenging for the Premiership.
Yeah.
Right, and we're in what, 2026, next couple of years. Make the right signings. We've got a new training ground being developed. They're talking about expanding St. James's Park. Record revenues this season. So, you know, our revenue is up by 44%.
Yeah.
You know, it's record 330 million.
I mean, one thing I will say is there is potential for Newcastle. The money is there. They've just got to get it right with PSR and all that.
100%.
Whatever, right? You've got some decent players there. But the question is the manager, right? We've seen glimpses of good stuff. Like we said, the Carabao Cup win, the games, and we've seen some awful performances as well. I mean, is he the right guy to take you forward, or do you need someone coming in to change things up?
I think they'll probably give him one more season. I think one more. You know, this whole transition within the squad, the style of play. I also think that the lack of funds that have been available to him, richest club in the world, not allowed to spend a penny. Someone like Chelsea, poorest club in the world, somehow millions and millions.
But look, at Liverpool, right, it's quite clear for even outside fans to see that Liverpool fans are done with Slot, right? You can see it in the game yesterday when he took Rio off and the fans started booing. I mean, that's a manager who you can see is a dead man walking. Whereas with Eddie Howe, it's difficult to tell. Like you're saying, give him another season, but where are the fans? How does it feel?
The vast majority of fans actually give him time.
Really?
You know, okay, so when he came in, we were 17th or 18th in the Premiership.
Yeah.
In the space of 2 to 3 seasons, we're winning cups, we're playing in the Champions League.
Yeah.
That shows that actually the manager taking that squad from who were like 17th to be able to, the vast majority of them are still there, to be able to take them to the Champions League. He's an amazing manager. You know, his right-hand man, Tyndall, great guy as well, loves to fight. You know, he's more out on the touchline than anybody else. But these guys have got their way of doing it. I just think that this last summer has hindered them because of their transfers.
I think you're going to struggle this summer transfer window though, because you had Champions League football last year and you couldn't attract the players. Who's going to come to you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right now, you're not an attractive proposal for, well, not. But then again, you could go to the mode of trying to find players that are unearthed. You know, try and find those hidden gems. But again, you need a sporting director for that. Eddie Howe.
So we've got a sporting director, we've got a CEO, and I think that if you look at some of the teams that are getting relegated, there are 1 or 2 people. If you, as a Liverpool fan, as a United fan, would you not say if West Ham go down, actually, I'm going to take Jared Bowen?
Jared Bowen's a good shout.
Yeah, I'd take Jared Bowen all day long. They've got a Fernandes in there, central midfielder.
Yeah.
He's a great player. They're Greek defender right now.
I would love that Fernandes at Liverpool, you know. I think it'd be great energy in that midfield.
Mavropanos, since Nuno Espirito Santo has come in, has been a defender reformed.
True.
So, you know, when you haven't got the attractiveness, but you're trying to build a squad, because that's where
But you can even look at like Wolves. They've got a couple of good players in there. Like they've got this young guy called Mane as well. He looks a treat.
Looks like that João Gomez is going to Atletico, because I thought United were interested in him.
But I mean, there's other players in there. I mean, also, what I will never understand is why teams like Newcastle and even Liverpool to a certain extent as well, or the big teams, don't go for players in the Championship. Like you look like Adam Wharton, right? Like at the moment, he's pretty much nailed on to come to Liverpool in the summer. But he was playing for Blackburn, right?
Yeah, true.
He was quality at Blackburn. Crystal Palace picked him up, right? And now Liverpool are prepared to pay like some decent money for him. Whereas it makes you think, well,
players like that, the top teams don't go in for them. Then end up paying premium.
But look, I'll give you an example, right? One of, I think, the best value for money signings that any club has made in the last 10 years is Andrew Robertson for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And we signed him from Hull when they'd been relegated, and he ended up arguably being probably one of the world's best left-backs, right? At one time, he was probably one of the best left-backs in the world.
So there was a stat in the Liverpool game, switching to them. How many assists have fullbacks got for Liverpool this season?
Not many.
1.
Really?
What?
1 assist.
One
That
assist?
was said, compared to, if you think of Arnold and Robertson, God knows how many assists they had last season. And he said Kirkes and Frimpong have only provided 1 assist all season.
I mean, we said we weren't going to make this about Liverpool, so I'm not going to even start. But there's another episode coming up on that, guy. So just be ready, because I'm fuming with Arne Slot at the moment. But great to hear with Newcastle. I've got a soft spot for Newcastle. The reason why is I love their fan base.
I thought it was because of the Gregs.
Sorry?
I thought it was because of Gregs.
No, I'm not a Greg's fan anymore. Yeah, but no, it's like they're a club you want to do well. Great fan base, great atmosphere in the stadium. Like you said, within the next 2 seasons, you think they'll win the Premier League. But guys, honestly, media team, clip this because in a couple of years, this guy could be like.
I'm going to go viral.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, Newcastle next 2 seasons, Premiership winners.
Yeah.
Clip this, Eddie Howe's getting sacked next season.
Oh God! You worried about United?
I think the expectations have been set so high that the fans will.
Would you take him at United?
Eddie Howe?
Yeah.
No, not really. I think he's a bit of a Michael Carrick, to be honest. So.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I think he can.
You know, United fans, right? I don't know what they seem to think they are, right? Like I've got guys like. Yeah, man, I think we should go for Enrique. It's like, why would Enrique leave PSG about to win the Champions League for 2 seasons in a row, come to Man United?
He's referring to me because I said that in the last podcast.
Oh, man, he's signing a new contract.
Yeah, if he comes to the Prem, he's nailed on Liverpool. But I think he'll stay at PSG.
Yeah. I mean, when he said that about the Enrique thing, I was like trying to keep a straight face, and I was just like, Enrique coming to Man United.
But there's not many managers out there who are proven with modern style of football.
It's true.
They're out there who can adapt quickly and make a transition period really easy.
It makes me think of how lucky we were to actually have Klopp. I mean, he'll go down in history. But again, we're not making it about Liverpool, but we have. Let's move on to.
That was an era of good managers, though, wasn't it? Klopp,
was.
Guardiola, Mourinho, Conte,
Tuchel.
Tuchel
Was there at that time as well.
So if you think that's why I refer back to what I was saying, that we're actually in a really poor level of Premiership season this season.
Yeah.
Because our managers, if you were to go handpick a manager from 20 clubs, you've got all the managers in the world. Who is within the Premiership, apart from Pep, who else is in the top 5 managers around the whole world right now?
Yeah. One for the cameraman. If Arsenal win the league, terrible league to win.
Yeah, it is. I mean, playing dinosaur tactics, but hey, let's not even start about Arteta. I hate that guy. But anyways, let's move on to Manchester United. I always say, you know what, like every time we're recording content, I was like, oh, do we have to talk about Manchester United? But at the moment, I feel like we do. You're coming off a great win.
Yep.
I mean, everybody put in a great performance for the team. I think the referee was great for you guys.
You had to get that one in.
But no, it was. To be honest, you deserve that one. We were terrible.
I'm a pessimistic Man United fan, but in that game, I thought we were going to win 3-4-0. I was so disappointed. It was a hollow victory. Yeah.
The fact that we got back to 2-2, I was like, thank God. You know, at one time I was like, okay, I'll take this as it is now, and that's pretty bad. But let's talk about United, and in particular today, right? I want to talk about Bruno Fernandes. Now.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Bruno Gomes, because that guy's a baller. But I'll let you have your.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll let you have your Bruno.
Yeah, let's have your Bruno moment. I don't think there's any rival fan or any fan in world football who can deny that he's a fantastic player, right? And the fact that you guys have been crap over the last God knows how long, right? He has been consistently good, right? But there's some wild shouts coming out that he's in the same category as De Bruyne and things like that as well, albeit a great player. But what do you think as a United fan with these shouts coming out about him being?
So it's funny, I think I may have mentioned in the last podcast that Bruno's legacy was actually ruined by Amorim. That first 3-4 months, him being played in midfield showed that he's not the player which we thought he was because he's put into a different position. Obviously, he's assist king, hoping that he gets 1 or 2 more assists to break the record. And he has carried Man United for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
To put him in De Bruyne's stats is quite difficult because, yes, City are a rival team, but KDB was one hell of a player and probably up there as one of the best Premiership players ever. So I'm not going to go as far as saying that Bruno is up to that level.
Then again, I was listening to Paul Scholes on a podcast last week as well. But he was talking about the fact of Bruno's the assist record. Tell me about it. I can't even remember. Is it something like?
I think it's 19 assists and it's 20 to equal it with Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. Obviously, he had one ruled out last week because Woodman.
Didn't Salah get the record for assists last season or something?
I thought he did.
No. He may have got it for Liverpool, but I don't think he's got it for the all-time record.
But we'll verify that.
Yeah.
But with the assists, if he gets on par with like the level of De Bruyne assists or that level, he's playing in an awful team, right? Well, compared to his standards, right?
I'll let you have awful. We'll
Awful. I think we will take that. But yeah, with him, I can see where the shouts come from because he's playing in a really bad team and he's putting those numbers up, whereas De Bruyne was playing with some. I mean, for the first part of his time, he was playing with Aguero, and the second part of his time, he was playing with Haaland. So, I mean, two great strikers where he's been playing with.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do is Bruno in a Man City team, I'm sure he would have been really, really good. Kevin De Bruyne for Man United, it's hard to imagine what his assist record would be at United. But he's one of those players like Bernardo Silva at Man City where you hate him, but as a City team, you love him. Same Bruno Fernandes, Luis Suarez for Liverpool. Rival teams hate him. Yeah. But teams love their own players, don't they?
I mean, if you actually look at Bruno, right, it looks like one of those guys. Like when you go past some trees, like, well, brother, you want to buy a pair of jeans for £20 or something? Right? It's like, what's he doing at Man United?
For me, for Bruno Fernandes, he reminds me of someone. His work rate is really poor. He's always whining. He doesn't really track.
Rate is poor.
He doesn't track back. He's got a chip on his shoulder. It's like our host,
No, his work rate, you can't question that. Yeah, the whining of obviously it's not what you want to see, but he's passionate.
Being the best, you're at your best. You're at the peak. You're arguably one of the best players in the world, and you're playing with, pieces of wood at sometimes, right? And
but if you're playing if you're playing in that level of football and you're playing that style of game, why didn't you take the Saudi offer then last season?
I think the history behind that is I think United did want him to go, but I don't think he did. Yeah. Let's see what happens this summer. Obviously, we want him to stay.
Although Mohammed, I'll tell you one thing though, right? And I saw it a little bit. With Bruno, I think it's a case of he thrives off being the main man.
Of course.
Because I saw it when Ronaldo came in for a little while.
It just didn't work, did it?
It didn't work. It didn't work, and you could tell like Bruno wasn't comfortable, even though Bruno was still as equally as important to Ronaldo at that time. But I think he loves being the main man, doesn't he? And if he goes to a City or somewhere else, is he going to be the main man?
But the one thing people forget is his injury record is amazing. As in he literally doesn't miss a game all season. I think this year he's probably missed 2 or 3 games all season, and that's what you want in a player. We mentioned Newcastle players earlier in the chat. Anthony Gordon, a good player, but he's always injured. People like that, you want to count on your players, your main man. For United, Licha Martinez, one of my favourite players, but he's always injured. That you need players to be playing, and that's what's so good about him.
When he is playing, he starts pulling people's hair. Although you know what, right? I came up with this theory yesterday, right? Is you shouldn't be pulling people's hair, fine. Yeah. But Cucurella. When you're playing,
you just want to pull his hair.
Every player would have that urge to pull his hair.
I think Cucurella's a baller. I actually think he is a phenomenal player. Maybe it's a conversation for a different day.
He had a great game yesterday, though, in his new role, wherever. Playing slightly higher up the pitch.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just going to put it out here for the viewers at home as well. Cucurella is one of the best left backs in the Premiership. He won the Spain the Euros when they last played. Okay. Right? He was up and down that left wing.
Are you going to invite this guy again?
Maybe not. And so if I don't get invited back, I'm putting it on record here.
Okay, listen, next time we'll call Kymany, he might come up with some proper takes. Do you know what? So here's a question, and I'm going to say this once, and I'm never going to say it again, right? I personally think Bruno Fernandes at this moment in time is the best player in the Premier League.
Wow.
Oh.
That's big.
That's big.
That's big.
Worthy
of winning player of the year. Obviously, he's got the footballer writers, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? Last season it would have been different because Salah was incredible, and I'm talking about this season, right? At this moment in time, I think he's the best player in the Premier League, and the reason I'm saying that is, tell me who else. I hate the shouts for Declan Rice.
I'm shocked.
He's the most underrated player in
you said it.
Football right now.
I think if there's one, and maybe it's more of a nostalgia because he's going to be leaving at the end of the season. I think it would have been Bernardo Silva, and if you've seen him play this season,
he's great.
You would never have put him and Rodri in a two-man midfield, thinking that they're going to boss their whole midfield. If someone's going to get a shout out, it should be him. But apart from him, I can't say anybody else.
I think Bernardo Silva's a great shot. Even though I hate him, he's the sort of player who you'd love at your own team, but you hate him when he's.
The other thing about Bruno is the role he plays. He doesn't rely on pace. I think he can play another 2-3 years in the Prem easily.
I think he's got a fair few years left in Europe.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this Saudi thing is a bit. You know, like even with Salah as well, I don't think he's going to go to Saudi. I think he's going to stay in Europe somewhere.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Because the one thing is Saudi is a little bit of a retirement home, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
and
It's a shame
Salah
when
thinks
like
he can still
players like Ruben Neves went too early in their career, wasn't it?
Ivan Toney,
Ivan Toney, another
Yeah.
great example.
Baller.
Yeah.
Baller.
great player.
Yeah,
great
player. But look, guys, it's been great to have you on. I'm looking forward to having Mohammed Mavani in the future.
Thank you.
Maybe for the World Cup one, I can represent a team that's slightly
Fine.
less controversial.
Let's see. Yeah, you know what I think? I think we could get you on and pretend that you're from like a country like I don't know, like Azerbaijan or something.
Yeah. I can represent Canada.
But no, look, it's been great having you guys on. Looking forward to having you on in the future as well. And we've got some more content coming with you guys soon. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you to all our viewers who have joined us on this podcast. It's been a great episode. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button to keep updated with all our content. And we're looking forward to seeing you on the next episode.